Hello everybody and welcome to my Steam library where we are here looking at Crusader Kings. And of course, I don't have any achievements in CK3. I've actually literally never played the game on Iron Man mode. Or actually, maybe I have on stream a little bit. I don't think so. But regardless, we have no achievements unlocked. And I would definitely like to go after some achievements here. There's a lot of these that are just going to happen. Like, marry another character. That'll happen almost instantly. Just on its own, right? Suffer from a mental break. That'll happen automatically. Use the claim throne scheme. Probably not this run, necessarily. End of an era? I mean, we like to play until the end of the game. We should do it at least once with achievements on. So that's going to be kind of what we are targeting, but I'd like to go after quite a lot more here than just that. I want to get the low-hanging fruit, right? But I also want to get something a little bit different. A lot of these, I've already looked through these achievements, and a lot of them are pretty early game focused. There's nothing that I'm seeing that's like African power in Europa that we're working on right now as I'm recording this. There's nothing like that I'm seeing in here that is very much a late game sort of achievement. But you've got things like starting as an Irish ruler, hold the Kingdom of Ireland, restore the Roman Empire. Sure, that would be an interesting one to do, for sure. But I don't know that that's a this run. This is kind of more of a long-term one, now that I look at it. So that's fine. But there's also things like this, having dynasty members and founding a holy order. That's pretty early game. Starting as Robert the Fox in 1066, rule Sicily, hold a Greek kingdom, and convert it to Catholicism. That's something that you can probably do in, what, 150 years, tops? A lot of these are that way, and they would be fairly short runs. That's okay. Short runs are better for the channel, but it's not really super long-term. We need to find something that is long-term to go after while we are going after our finish the game achievement, right? So I'd kind of like to get two birds in one stone here. Murder your spouse. I mean, yeah, that's probably something that's going to happen. Murder your lover's spouse. Possibly going to happen. Take part in a successful Great Holy War. That's almost certainly going to happen. While holding any empire title, be naked. Oh my. Probably not going to happen. Probably not. Let's see, increase your rank, yup. So, have your capital on any island in the Indian Ocean. This is something that I've seen requests for. We might do that at a certain point in the future. Right now, I don't think that's going to be a thing. Realistically, we could start as just this, like, Ireland achievement. Where was that? Here, the Emerald Isle. We could go for the Kingdom of Ireland. That is definitely a short-term goal. Like, this would be done in the early game. Absolutely. 100%. Mid-game at the very latest. And we would get a lot of this low-hanging fruit. We'd be going for end of an era. But after we get this done, which would be fairly early on, we would need to go for another achievement. Now, a lot of these would be ineligible at that point, because you have to start as particular rulers for a lot of these particular achievements. But I think that we can definitely go after, like, we're going to have to get the Ireland one eventually, right? So we may as well start with that one. Beta Israel is an interesting one, too. Starting and staying as a Jewish ruler in East Africa. Do you have to create a custom ruler for that? That would be an interesting one to do. Let's hop back over to game capture here, and let's take a quick look. Religion. Okay, is there any Jewish religion rulers over here? It's possible that we might have to create a custom ruler to make that happen. There probably is, like, one or two that I don't know where they are. I might have to look that up. That is something that I would be interested in doing at some point. Let's see, that's Coptic. That would definitely be something that I'd be interested in doing at some point. I don't know that right now is the time to do that. So I do think that the Irish one is a good, like, getting our toes wet, right? It'll get a bunch of low-hanging fruit achievements out of the way, and we can get a pretty safe start here. Not that I'm concerned about that. This is in 1066 right now. I would probably... would we look to start in the earlier start date? I feel like we wouldn't, since we're looking to go to the end of the game. The earlier start date would mean that... Okay, so... Uniting Ireland would be more of a mid-game thing at this start date, at 1066. The earlier start date is where I usually start. I think I'm okay with starting a little bit later here. We just need to unite Ireland and play till the end of the game, which would be, what, like 400 years, approximately. Okay. Yeah, I think we could definitely do that. So what would we start as here? And this would mean getting the end of the game achievement here. This would mean that we don't have to do that in future achievement runs, which would be nice. Just scratch that off the list. Is this the latest start date? Let's go back to the main menu here, and let's see if there's a later start date. So, new game. Yeah, 1066 is the latest start date. Sounds good. So that would definitely save us a couple hundred years, carving off roughly the first third of the game. I think that makes sense, considering this is a fairly easy target that we're going after. Less time to do it in makes a lot of sense. We can look to see if we want to target another achievement after we achieve this. Which of these would we want to go for? Does it matter? I mean, Munster is definitely, like, the most powerful here. It would be the easiest, for sure. But maybe we start as, like, Dublin. Yeah, I feel like we could do that. We start as Dublin, and we just spread over this way before we start cracking into Munster. It seems reasonably fine. So, we're currently not eligible for achievements. It's only unlockable if we play single player, which we are. Iron Man mode needs to be enabled. Game files need to be unmodified, and we're not going to be playing a custom character. So the rest of that is not relevant. So achievements are currently not available. I think we need to reset to default. Oh, do I still have the modification on that made it so that the end date was slightly different? I might. I think that's what's going on here. I'm going to pause the recording, verify the files real quick. We'll be right back. Okay, yep, looks like that was indeed the problem. So at this point, achievements are now available. I did have that mod from our, was it our last achievement run, or not achievement run, our last Crusader Kings that we just wanted to play out like one final war, I think it was. So I just extended the end date out, and that was the reason that achievements were not available here. So a quick verification through Steam, and we are good to go. We're now completely unmodified, of course. And we're now going to fire up as the ruler of Dublin. We're going to be playing this on literally the default game rules. Fantastic. I don't think this game has any... Yeah, it's a little different from Paradox game to Paradox game. This particular one doesn't require you to have any particular game rules for achievements to be enabled. Interesting. Okay, well, we're just going to play on the defaults, and let's go ahead and get this going. Okay, we need to come up with a autosave name for this. We're going to go with, what was this achievement called again that we're targeting, at least at the beginning of this? Emerald Kingdom, I think? Double checking this. The Emerald Isle. Okay. So, the Emerald Isle. Cool. So, this is going to be a pretty easy achievement start, right? So, we're going to get that started. Fantastic. And we're immediately going to check our soldier count. 789. Checking around. 220. Okay. 463. Oh, this is not the overall. Yeah, 690. That's more like it. 463, 446, 41, 537. Not too bad. We don't have a lifestyle focus chosen. We do have a martial education, so we should probably start with that. We're very, very close to being full on the gallantry. Interesting. Very interesting indeed. We have 1.6 monthly income, which isn't a lot. We definitely want to choose, let's see, do we want prowess and advantage? I feel like chivalry would probably be the way to go right now. So we'll go ahead and go for that. Looks good. What do we got in our current situation? We can declare war on Earl Diarmait. This is Leinster, down here. Fair enough. Can we not declare war on this guy? We don't have a CB. Okay, noted. So we don't have any, like, religious or cultural restrictions for Emerald Isle. We just need to unify Ireland and make the kingdom, right? So the Kingdom of Ireland is what we would need to go after. And that requires us to have 2 duchy titles and 8 de jure counties. That should be really, really easy. Like I said, we're going for low-hanging fruit here. Very, very much so. So we can declare war on this fine gentleman here. Because we are his son. That's interesting. That's very interesting. So in that case, we probably shouldn't. I didn't realize that. We can negotiate an alliance with him, and he'll accept that. We are his heir. So we'll inherit Leinster. And that sounds great. I'm assuming that we are on Confederate partition. Yes, indeed we are. That'll make things slightly awkward, but I think it'll be fine. Okay, so we're going to need to look for CBs out over this way. We don't currently have access to any of those. We're working on Chronicle writing right now. So that'll give us de jure duchy CBs. Fair enough. Fair enough. We are feudal, I'm assuming. And bumping up our crown authority would be reasonably nice. I'm trying to remember what gives us access to the easy CBs out over this way. It's been a little bit since I played Crusader Kings, but I'm sure we'll get there. Okay, so reclaim Britannia. That could be an interesting thing to go after we get the kingdom done, as we're heading towards the end of the game. Potentially. Potentially. For now, I do want to have our Countess honestly be working on chivalry. So I do want to have our steward, or rather not our steward, it is our bishop nowadays that fabricates claims. Okay, so where do we want to fabricate first? We know that we're going to have Leinster, and is that going to give us a full duchy? No, Meath is out over here, Leinster's here. So we should probably target the duchy of Meath for right now. That would mean this guy. He has a claim on the entirety of the Kingdom of Ireland. We don't. Starting as this guy would have probably made things a little easier, but we're not going to do that. So, what are we going to do here? We are going to immediately begin fabricating a claim out over here. Since apparently we need to fabricate claims. We should also fabricate a claim down here, assuming we don't get one eventually. Let's bump up to speed 4. There we go. We are now allied with our father. Yes, I'm aware that we can fabricate claims. Okay. We're already doing that. Fantastic. Apparently the tutorial's on. We have few knights right now, and we are going to need to do something about that eventually, but there's not a huge amount that we can do about that at this exact moment. So we're going to start fabricating down here fairly soon. Will our father assist us? I don't know. Maybe. The challenge, huh? Accepted. 46% chance that we win, but 53% chance... Okay, we lose this duel. That's fine. I'm not going to get wounded here. We don't need to be wounded at this point. So that's looking good. Our heir is currently unmarried. And we can do something about that. Let's go for... Does it really matter stewardship skill right now? Irish culture has forsaken the polygamous tradition. Okay, interesting. I didn't realize we had that tradition. But sure. So at this point, we could definitely go for something like this. This will get us an alliance down over here, in theory. Yeah, do it. Sounds good to me. Cool. So we are fabricating this claim. We're about a third done. Looks good. In fact, we're about 40% done. Excellent. So we have a domain limit of 5. Our father is going to die fairly soon. He's 72 years old. So that'll give us Leinster. These guys just conquered up over here. That's very rude. But for the time being, it's okay. We do need to get these claims. No doubt about it. 843 is our troop count. And I want to check in on our men-at-arms here. Okay, we've got light footmen and bowmen. Not amazing, and it's going to cost us a fair amount of cash to do something about that. We do have an empty holding slot here. And quite a lot that we can invest here. We'll need money for that. So for the time being, it'll be what it is. Martial lifestyle experience, sure. Eventually, we're going to want to go to stewardship focus and make money, right? But for right now, this'll do. We need to become no longer just a count. So unfortunately, this became part of Munster. That is very, very sad to me. We are going to have to fight Munster. They only have 1,000 troops. They're now allied with Bohemia, of all things. Okay. Our courtier has made a declaration of love. No thank you. Okay. So, there is our claim. That did put us negative in terms of cash. So we can't declare war while in debt. That was very expensive, no doubt about that. Let's begin work on fabricating a claim up over here. We need money. Money is going to be a bit of a problem. That's for sure. Money and lack of claims. 1207, 1070. Bohemia is, of course, strong. But they're a long ways away. And actually, we shouldn't be fabricating this claim right now. We should stop this for the moment and just work on religious relations for right now. We're not going to have the money for this, so for now, that'll have to wait. And we need to go after this county right here as soon as we can. But we have to wait out this debt. Let's go to speed 5 and tick on forward until our debt is gone. Our spouse is acting on our behalf, gaining 150 prestige. Sounds good. Man, this debt takes a long time to get out of. We do get a new perk here. That'll be Gallant, and we'll take that. Fantastic. 4, 3, 1, and 0. Okay. There we go. Now we're finally out of debt. Are you allied with anyone? No, they are not. So we can declare this, and we should easily win. Excellent. We're going to drop a rally point here, and we'll raise all of our forces. And in we go. We'll easily win this battle, in theory. Yep, indeed. Fantastic. We can call our ally into this, but we really don't need to. So he is defeated, and he's going to head off. Is he going to come back and attack us here? He is. Okay, he loses this. So this is fine. This is a way worse battle for him than the first one. Our counselor was slain in battle. That was our marshal. And we're going to put this guy in as our new marshal. Once again, he's going to come back. We should be capped on battle war score now. Yes, we are. And at this point, he's just delaying the inevitable. He has 4 troops left. So that's not going to do very much, right? We're going to continue to siege here. I'm a little surprised he didn't get a reinforced tick there. That's interesting. But we're going to end this war. We are in debt right now, slightly. He raises up new forces and comes in and attacks us. He loses this very badly. War is over. We will enforce those demands and disband our troops. Beautiful. So this is now under our control. We want to have our marshal go increase control of this. Although, apparently we need to wait for a month tick. Can we increase control now? Yes, now we can. Beautiful. So we'll increase control there. And that'll boost up our income, in theory. Cool. Okay. So next up, we need to start attacking up here, right? That is definitely going to be our goal, but we don't really have the cash to do it. Okay, this guy comes of age. We can create the Duchy of Meath. Again, we don't have cash for that. It's going to be a kind of slow start due to lack of control over here. Our taxes are reduced by a huge amount. We're going to inherit Leinster soon. Our father is 76, so I'm not too concerned about that. Let's go ahead and start converting out here as well. How long will that actually take? 9 years? Okay. We need to save up money at this moment. That's what we need right now. We need to boost our control. We need to get money. And I'm concerned about this guy attacking us, although I shouldn't be. Our alliances will prevent this from happening. We don't have a CB on him right now, of course, but that's completely fine for the moment. Now, as far as this up here goes, sure, you better forget about this. Okay, so as far as this up here goes, we're going to need to wait for, what, like 40 months or so? That's a while. However, our control over here is coming up nicely. We're up to 13 now, so that's a very good sign. Our taxes will be increasing over time. Excellent. I do want to move our rally point up over here for right now, and let's go ahead and begin fabricating out here. How long will that actually take? 17, 18 months? We're not going to have the cash to do it by the time this finishes. Let's see here. 9 years is how many? I can't do math. Okay, 9 times 12 is what? 9 divided by 9 times 12 is 108 months. Okay. We should have the cash by then. We do get a martial perk, and we'll grab, say, Bellum Justum. Cool. I'd like to get a actual CB on this guy, but I don't know that that's actually going to happen. Our control here is still increasing. The overall tax is going to be reasonably decent once our county control comes up. Lollards in Bohemia, huh? What twisted mockery of our faith is this? Get out of here, Lollards. Okay. King William has embraced English culture. Sure. So that's going on over here. We're not too concerned about that right now. Our primary issue is lack of funds at this moment. So we do need to prioritize funds, but we also need to prioritize becoming the most powerful on Ireland, and ideally taking Ulster so that these guys can't expand out this way, right? That is going to be a fairly large goal here. 6 years left on this progress? Okay. I think that we should finish this up. I do think it's... I still think it's awkward that the bishop is the one that fabricates claims in CK3, but whatever. Once we have access to proper conquest CBs, it won't be a problem. Is that something that we're lacking in our culture? Perhaps. We're not the culture head. The petty king of Munster, who is our uncle, is. Out of curiosity, are we in this line of succession? Possibly eventually, with this guy being our uncle. What what would our chances here really be? Probably fairly low, and we are honest. They're on male preference, so these daughters would have to die as well, for sure. Interesting. Well, our father is going to die eventually. He is in poor health, and actually he just died. He literally just died. So we inherited that, and that got us a bunch of cash. Beautiful. So what are we going to do with this cash? We are Catholic and not insular. Do we want to be insular? Maybe. I'm not sure that it really matters. We might be better off staying Catholic just to avoid crusades. Maybe. Maybe. We have cash that we can spend. We know it's going to cost about 100 to fabricate a claim up here, right? That's definitely going to be a thing. So I think that we should consider constructing cash generation somewhere. Specifically, like down here. I mean, realistically, indeed. Realistically, we've got these wooden barracks. We would want military camps and like a trade port. Let's go ahead and build a trade port here. And we're going to keep the rest of this cash around for now. That seems reasonable. Unfortunately, I really want to stop this conversion at this point and start fabricating on Oriel. I don't know. We'll see. It is time to put a cut in here, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. And next episode, we are going to see about conquering some additional Irish territory. You can leave your offerings to the engagement gods in the form of likes, comments, subscribes, and bell ringings, and a very special thank you to all of the channel members for making this video possible, including ALS Gamer, Kentuin, James, Shadowwolf, Mlohan80, Kentogan, Spartan News, Nick Smarty, Dimitri H, Punching the Microphone, Unisil, Rogue Corvid, and all the rest. And of course, you. Thank you for watching. If you'd like to support the channel, you can click the join button down below the video, and as always, I will see you all next time.